Right. My name is Hlengiwe Mfeka. I'm your presenter today. These are my details, my cell phone number, as well as my email address. Please feel free to contact me with any questions, or perhaps if you are experiencing problems relating to what we are going to talk about, you can email me or you can use WhatsApp for using that number. Please do follow us in our social media, Schoolnet at Schoolnet South Africa, Twitter. We also available in Instagram as well. This is one of the programs that we're offering this month. However, Schoolnet has a number of ICT integration courses that you may find interesting to you as an educator. Right. I will tell you a lot about C delta. So let's get started. Can I then request that we mute ourselves? I will quickly go through the program, unpack it. Then at the end, I will allow for questions. However, you can interject at any given time. Right. So what is C delta? Right. What is C delta? C delta is an acronym which stands for the Commonwealth Digital Education Leadership Training in Action. What are the goals of this program? The goal of the program is to promote digital education in the Commonwealth nations, which means it is an international program offered to all the Commonwealth nations. So Commonwealth is in partnership with Schoolnet South Africa to provide this program in South Africa. Now, other than promoting digital education, the key or the core, the core of this program is also to produce leaders in the field of digital education. So as you are here, I'd like to believe that you have interest in digital education, and by virtue of being a teacher, you are a leader. So the program is not only for you to become aware of what digital education entail, but it is also for you to be an influencer, for you to produce other leaders in this field of digital education. Right, as much as I have mentioned what C delta is about, but I know as humans, for us to take part onto something, we need to know what are we going to gain, what is in it for us. So I'm going to quickly share with you the benefits of participating in the C delta program. The first one is that you will be exposed to and gain understanding as well as have insight about the potential and a need for being digital literate. So it's not just, for you to have knowledge that, oh yes, we are in the fourth industrial revolution, therefore we need to adapt to change. But it is important that you have deeper insight of the potential as well as the need for being digital literate. That is the first benefit. The second benefit is that you will be learning about digital skills as well as digital leadership. Not only gaining information, but you will be acquiring digital skills as well. So it means you will be expanding, your skills, your digital literacy skills. The third one, you will develop and maintain a digital identity and footprint. This is very important That is why we started with the first point to say, for you to gain insight and or understanding, because once you have these insights about digital education, you would understand the importance of developing your digital identity and managing a healthy digital footprint. You will also be aware that in the future, if not already, your CV will not be enough, for screening, but your digital footprint would be another source of screening you when you apply for a job, when you apply for an opportunity, when you apply for a bursary. So it's important to begin now if you haven't started. But if you already started, how do you maintain a healthy digital identity or digital footprint? You will also be introduced to a set of tools as well as knowledge. This is very important. I like this. I like the idea that with this program, it's not only information, knowledge, skills, but there are also resources that you will have access to. It's resources as well as platforms and materials that you can begin to use in the classroom. In other words, it means you would be introduced to new tools that you have never used before, and you would be expanding your toolkit. For example, if you have two dresses, a red dress and a blue dress, we know that today, when you are wearing a red dress, tomorrow it's going to be a blue dress. After a blue dress, we know it's going to be a red dress. That's what happens if you have limited tools that you use or limited tools that you are aware of in the classroom. Now, let's take this back into the classroom. If you only know how to create PowerPoint presentation to facilitate a lesson, that's the only thing you know. And what is going to happen, you will be PowerPointing everything. It's a lesson PowerPoint, it's a project PowerPoint. Everything that you do, it's PowerPoint, 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 PowerPoint. Why? Because that's what you know. So with this program, you would have, a number of tools to work around with. I made a narrative of two dresses. Now, if you have a couple of skirts, blouses, dresses, you can do a mix and match as if you've got a wardrobe full of clothes. It's just that, you've got a variety of, different things that you are able to play with. Same thing here. Now, what is also lovely about the program is that it focuses both on teachers as well as students. Normally, we find that programs, they are targeting teachers, but this one is also for students. There are certain modules which are targeted to students, and then there are those which are designed or specifically targeting you as an educator. Obviously, with all this list, it's about creating lifelong learners. As we are here, I know when we introduce such programs or when we call people to engage into these opportunities, there are those who would say, Hlengi, I'm about to exit. I'm not interested in anything. They are doing a countdown that, in so many months, I'll be out of the system. I'll be retiring. Let me tell you this. If you are a teacher, you are a lifelong learner. Even in your retirement, we want to see you as a retired consultant whom we tap into for knowledge, for experience, for to share with us, because when once you have retired, or when you are at that level of maturity, you are a resource yourself. So even if you're about to retire, this is for you, right? A cherry on top is that this program, when you complete it, you would earn yourself 35 CPTD SAYS endorsed certificate. In addition to the SAYS certificate, you would also earn yourself an international recognized certificate. For example, some of us, they are ambitious, they've got dreams to work abroad. And having this certificate, being internationally recognized, it's something that you can also use when you're applying for other opportunities. Right. So how do you produce leaders in digital education? That is a question. I won't dwell much on this, because this is something that you will learn as you study the modules. But just to give you an idea, like I have mentioned earlier on, that this is to unpack certain things so you have an idea what is this all about. So the curriculum of this program has two components. The base being the digital literacies. Now, when we mention digital literacies, we are mentioning it at a broader context, not in a context of digital literacy as a skill, but broader than that, digital literacies as the base. Then we have one component, which is digital education that is both for educators, practitioners, as well as for students. Now, talking about the students, we're talking about students from perhaps grade six, from grade six onwards, including tertiary education students. Then we have this other component, which is leadership in digital education. That one is specifically for educators or practitioners. So what is important, or what to note here, is that you, as a leader, you should be able to walk the talk. When we say walk the talk, it means you need to first acquire the skills and knowledge in digital education curriculum. Then you are able to lead others, or you are able to produce other leaders. And how do you do this? You do that by modeling effective use of ICTs. Now, underline the word effective, not just using ICT as an add-on, but using it effectively such that there is impact. Now, we have 7 modules. The first 3 modules specifically falls under digital education. We have module 1 called Developing Digital Identities, module 2 Mobilizing Resources, module 3 Engaging with Networks. Then we move on to the leadership modules, which is module 4 to module 7 on my right hand side in the table. So that is the curriculum. Now, for you to earn a certificate, remember, it's not just about earning a certificate, but it is about gaining understanding. It is about aligning yourself with the future. It is about, building your muscles so that you are relevant in wherever you are, in your role as a teacher. So what I'm now going to do, I'm going to whet your appetite by showing you snippets of what you will find in each module, but I'm not going to do this for the 7 modules. I'll go as far as module 4. Right. For each and every module, it follows the same structure as you can see in this slide. And what I would like to highlight is that each module has a list of additional resources, of which I've mentioned earlier on, that you will have access to these resources and you will be able to instantly use these resources in your classroom. Second one is that you choose what you want to study. Now, when we say you choose what you want to study, it's because when you register in the platform, you take a pre-test, which is your learning needs analysis, which it can be your diagnostic tool, which helps you to identify your learning gaps. Now, once you have received your results, you would know which sections to target or to focus to. You set your own goals. When do you want to start? When do you want to finish? But we do recommend that once you start, try to complete as soon as you can so that you know you don't lose interest. Lastly, and most importantly, is that the course is available, or yeah, it is available online. So you need to be connected to access the content. The course is accessible online. However, we do have offline modules. Well, yes, there are offline modules that will save your bandwidth so you can study the course offline, then connect online to complete activities back to your offline modules. How much time do you need to complete? If you are ambitious and the only thing that you focusing on is this program, it will take you like 16 to 20 hours to complete. We have seen such individuals who complete within 2 to 3 days. Now, let's look at this module 1, developing digital identities. Now, these are some of the topics that you will find. This is just one unit. It's not everything in module 1. I mean, each and every module is fully packed with interesting topics that, you can die for. Right, let's look at this one. We're looking at a range of ICT tools and services. Like I have mentioned, you would be expanding your ICT toolkit. Another thing is that which covers, or which I think for me is another focus for this program as a whole, not just for this program as a whole, but for Commonwealth of Learning, is that it is promoting content creators, or creators rather, than consumers. It's good that we search for information, we want resources, we want materials, but we want to encourage you to begin to create your materials, not only to create your materials, but also to share them with the rest of the world. We know that perhaps here in this audience, we have individuals who are already creating content, but the question is, where is that content? Who have access to that content? Then it's of no value if it's only for your students. Why not share it with the world? That's important. Remember, the more you share your content, the more confident and skillful you will become, because you find that the people whom you are sharing the content, they reuse it, they repurpose it, they also give you feedback. And when you receive feedback, you improve, which is something we are looking for. Remember, we are lifelong learners. And then we move on to module 2. With module 2, I love module two. I love module two. Now, I want you to browse through the list of the topics covered in module two. Remember, this is just one unit. There are other units as well in module two. I want you to browse through quickly, look at these different topics, and I'm going to pause. You share with us which one is of interest to you, where you look at it and said, wow, Sheng, you know what? That one is gonna be a life changer for me. Or that one, or if I'm armed with that one, I tell you, I'll be turning tables in the classroom. Which one is that from this list?
How to be critical.
May I please ask why is that a highlight for you? Why are you picking that one? Already you see I'm asking you a critical question. You want to rub it onto your students to be critical. We need we need critical teachers who would ask critical thinking questions, isn't it?
Yes, of course.
Exactly. For me as well, we can never have enough of that. Being critical. That's important. So you want to learn the how-tos of this.
Yes, we have someone saying searching for information and resources and managing downloaded resources.
Interesting. Yes, searching for information. Do you know how frustrating it is when you search for information? Boom, and millions of data present itself, and I mean, you're like looking at the first page. There's nothing, you know. There's it, any any of this information. It's not what I'm looking for, which means I need to change how I'm searching for information. There you go. You would learn advanced tips and strategies on how to search information.
No, I was also talking about that intellectual property and copyright. When you go to each resources, there'll
Mhm.
be some copyrights there. So you need to cite your source. You cannot say it's me who said this. So you need to cite your source. Um, and also you can, even if you are writing anything in your references, you can say this one said that and that. You cannot say always it's me and me, so that every author is having that intellectual property and copyright.
Wonderful, well cited. In
Yeah.
fact, talking about the issue of intellectual property and copyright, remember, like now, I was encouraging you to create content and share with the rest of the world. And when you do so, you own that content, isn't it? And you need to cite what rights do you give, the permissions. So those are the things that you learn about under the topic intellectual property and copyright, different licensing that you can use or that you need to check when you are using someone else a property, intellectual property. Right. So let's move on to what is available in module 3, engaging with networks. We're looking at different kinds of networks which are available, online networks for collaboration, that is for sharing, that there are different kinds, and which one do you belong to? In fact, as a professional, for me, I think it's compulsory. It should be compulsory that you belong to at least two networks, professional learning, professional learning networks or communities. You should be it's important that you are part of those. Why? Who can tell me why it's important? Why it's not even, it's imperative as a professional, as not just any professional, as a teacher. Why is it important? I'm going to move forward. This is what these are some of the topics covered in module 4, creating a communication strategy. See, now we're talking business. When we visit schools, you find that some of the comments that we receive from teachers is that communication is a barrier. Could be any kind of communication. So there should be a communication strategy in place for each and every institution. How do you go about creating that communication strategy? We're looking at OERs. If you are following us at SchoolNet, you will find that we have covered topics, for example, open educational resources. Not only, for accessing them, it's good to access those and know what is available out there, but also to create your own and be part of the community who is creating resources which will be available free of charge. You are contributing to the quality of education and closing the gap. Right. Now I'm sure someone's sitting there and saying, thank you, you know what? We are sold. We definitely want to take part in this program. It's amazing. There is a lot more that we can say about the program. How do I take part? I would like to close with this one. How do you take part? These are the steps that you need to follow to graduate or to complete. The first one, you register on the C Delta platform. When you register on the C Delta platform, I'd like to encourage you. For example, I asked a question earlier on, which professional learning community do you belong to? And if you don't have any, this is your starting point, because this C Delta platform, there is a forum there, a community of beings who are professionals, who are educators around the world. So even if you don't intend to study the course or to complete the course, but you register so that you gain access to the wealth of information and also exchange of ideas and resources. So that is your step number one. The second one is to write a pre-test, study the course, write a post-test. With writing a post-test, you don't necessarily need to have completed all 7 modules. Remember, when you write a pre-test, it will inform you which areas do you need to focus on. Therefore, you may not need to study all 7 modules, because some of us here, you already possess some kind of knowledge or certain skills. Therefore, at any given time when you feel you are fit to attempt the post-test, yes, please do attempt the post-test. What is great is that you are able to retake the post-test should you fail it. Same with the pre-test. But for me, honestly, if you fail the pre-test, is an indication of, lack of knowledge and lack of knowledge required by what you are being tested on. So you may not necessarily need to pass the pre-test or keep on retaking it. But I know some individuals, they don't want a fail next to their names. So yes, by all means, you can retake the pre-test until you pass it with the pass mark is 40%. You also receive a certificate for passing a pre-test, by the way. And then once you've written the post-test, the pass mark for the post-test, it's 50%. 50%, yes, 50%. And if you are one of those who, they don't believe in being average, you're not happy with 50%. Yes, you passed, but you're not happy with 50%. You can still retake the post test until you earn yourself a dignified score. All right. Then once you've completed the post test, you share your post-test certificate with us. I will share the email to send the copy of your post-test, because when you send us the copy, that is when we're able to communicate with SACE and send you your certificate, your SACE and your certificate. I've highlighted in red step number 5 and number 6 because at this moment it's no longer available. Remember, the program is ending, or the project is ending at the end of September in terms of SchoolNet facilitating or providing support to new people. We will be supporting you because you will be registering or enrolling to the program during this time, even post-September. So don't panic. We will still be there for you until you complete or you graduate. However, let me say this to you. Some of us are here and they say, you know what, Ling, Mina, my greatest interest, you spoke about producing leaders. My greatest interest is to train other people about this program. Yes, that is fine. There is a possibility that we have a repeat of the program. So in that case, should Commonwealth of Learning approach SchoolNet and say, okay, we want you to continue capacitating South African teachers in this program for this for this time frame, then for you doing it now, you are aligning yourself for an opportunity of number 5 and number 6, where we would look at our database and said, okay, who completed a post test, because those are the individuals we will invite to attend master training. Master training, it's for individuals who will be trained to become trainers of the program, and you then implement by beginning to train teachers or students. Right. Now, I'm going to close this presentation by sharing with you the link for registration. That's the link in red. You punch it in your web browser. When you punch it in, it will take you to dashboard. I'm tempted to do this, hoping I won't have internet issues. I hope you are doing the same. You can click on it as we go, and then we walk together this journey of registration. So you will be here, then you click on sign up. If it is your first time, you haven't registered before, so you click on sign up. This is the form that you need to complete. My name is Hlengiwe. My surname is Mfeka. My email address is hlengiwe@schoolnet. Let me use my Gmail one. It's gmail.com. I'm a female. And then you need to punch your date of birth. Mine is 1920 in April 30. The country is South Africa, right? And then you leave this blank. As it says, it's optional. Don't enter anything. The password, it's not requesting a password of your email, but it is asking you to create a password for this platform. And the password should have eight characters, capital letter, a mix of small letters, symbol, and number. Okay, so that I don't forget my password, I'm going to use it, my name, which is, I'm going to make H a capital letter, and then the rest small letters, and I use at 2021. Okay, I check if it's exactly, there you go, it's like that. Now I need to confirm it. I can come here, paste, let's check. Yes, it's exactly the same. You go to select user type, you click, you select teacher or practitioner. Even if you are a student at a certain institution, please select teacher or practitioner. Joining the course, this is very important. You don't join as an individual, you join as part of an organization. And from there, you click, when you click this drop down arrow, you need to scroll down. This is in alphabetical order. You would be seeing different institutions. Don't look for your school name, look for SchoolNet. That's important. P, we're looking for S. SchoolNet, where are you? I think I saw it. There it is. You select SchoolNet South Africa. And then you click on I'm not a robot and click register. I'm not going to click register because I'm already registered. It will tell me it already exists. So that's how simple, you register. Once you click register, you will receive an email to this email address you entered. That email will contain a link, which is an activation link. You will click on the word link. It has a different color, like blue color. You will click on that word link, then it will activate your account. Next time you come back here, you will not gonna click sign up, but you will click sign in, right? Let me repeat. Your email address, please ensure that you type it exactly how it is. Where there is a capital letter, the platform is case sensitive. Use capital letters, small letters where they are. Exactly how it is when you created it. That's very important because you will have login issues if that's not the case. Right, back to our presentation. Then you send, this is the guide for the registration process. It's a video, the registration guide. Please take a photo of this slide so that you have that link. Should you get stuck, you are able to follow instructions through the video. Then lastly, this is the, where is it? This is the email address where you submit your post-test certificate. So do more at schoolnet.org.za. Thank you so much.